story. It's been muddled with all sorts of different things. And now the latest, that he has an issue with thoracic outlet syndrome. Now, this is a shoulder injury that a lot of pitchers have. I was talking to you guys about this. I've seen from Josh Beckett to Matt Harvey, a lot of aces who throw, have torque on pitches over years, requires surgery for many. In this case, they're saying, or the Sixers are now physical therapy, but kind of like another one of those Fultz chapters where you say, huh?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a big old word that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And when you say syndrome, does that mean that it's psychological, or does that mean that they have to go in and do something to the shoulder surgically?
I know I look like Clooney's character on ER, but I have no idea.
No, but
they're saying physical therapy, no surgery.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's physical therapy and it's mental, then this is something that he can overcome. And we're hoping that this is something that he does overcome. But again, and Kevin and I have talked about this before, when you're the #1 pick in the draft, that comes with a lot of pressure on it. And thus far, the pressure and him being the #1 pick, it hasn't paid off for Philadelphia.
And they're trying to have it pay off now with validity of an injury, because everybody was saying it was a mental situation, whatever you want to call it. This from Woj from the Raymond brothers. He says, people were saying it was a mental problem. It's not. There's no way you're the #1 pick in the world all of a sudden, not able to consistently raise your arms to shoot, something physically wrong. Now we have the answer to that problem. Are you buying?
No, not totally. Does that make you do this with the ball when you shoot a free throw? Throw it between. What is that? Your shoulder is involved in some shooting, but it's not like a pitcher. I can understand the pitcher throwing 98 miles an hour over the top, his shoulder bothering him. When I watched him play, he just seemed like he lost all confidence. I saw him go to enter the ball in the post one time. He's dribbling up on the right side. He picked the ball up, and he took 2 steps, and he got traveling, and he looked at the ref and I went like, I'm not sure whatever the shoulder syndrome you called it, I'm not sure if that causes you to travel when you're trying to enter the ball in the post. He looks like he's overwhelmed by it. Just me, then I don't know. I hope it's the shoulder. I hope it gets fixed. I hope the kid plays great, But he looks to me like the league's overwhelmed him. And he just can't find his rhythm at all. And, now they're saying it's a shoulder issue. But, man, like I said, that shoulder issue doesn't make you travel trying to enter the ball to post. So I'm going to wait and see.
You guys have been there, so I want to put president and GM hat on for a second, player off. The prevailing thought, we talked about it earlier tonight off the air, is that if it's something physical, right, Zeke, then maybe it's easier to move him because you think it's something you can fix. If you're an opposing team who might have interest in Fultz, if he was the guy we saw in college, does this make you feel any different hearing this news?
The price is low, right? If you're another team and you're bargain hunting, right, you're saying, okay, this is some guy that maybe I can take a chance on. I go back, I look at him in high school and college, and I say, okay, maybe I'll give you, 50 cents on the dollar for it. But I'm not going to give you the high price that you was looking for before, with this injury coming out. So if I'm an opposing team, if I'm one of those teams that's looking to gamble, he may be someone that you can gamble on and saying 2 years from now or a year from now, he may turn out to be something, but I'm not giving up a lot to get him.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as the #1 pick in the draft, Mercedes-Benz. He right now is at Chevrolet prices. So, he's going to have to just understand that they're just not going to get as much as they want in Philly for him. But, again, I want to get back to, I'm hoping the kid solves whatever issue he has and plays, because this league is very hard on young players. You come in as a young guy, and for some reason they think they watch their TV as a kid growing up. They think it's going to be easy. They come in the league and and some guys, Zeke, you and I talked about this. We got in the league. There's some guys I didn't even know their name were just kicking my butt. My rookie year, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And ML Carr looked at me and said, Rook, that guy was an All-American 7 years ago. Now he's got 7 years of NBA experience. That's why he's kicking your ass. And I went like, oh, everybody's really good. He looks overwhelmed to me. I hope that he can just kind of relax, get himself in a situation where he can play good basketball.
You talk about getting humbled at this level. A lot of people thought maybe that's what happened to the Jazz to start this season. X on the back a little bit after the expectations of a year ago, and they surpassed those clearly. Meanwhile, with Pop, we always know maximize your talent, but losing by 30 points or more twice for the first time since 1987 tells you maybe even he can't maximize this. Are you worried? Should we worry about either of these teams in this game that we have coming up later tonight?
You definitely should worry because the West is so tight, and you got teams that one expected to play well, playing extremely well, like the Clippers are right now. They were a team that wasn't expected to be playing well. The Sacramento Kings wasn't a team that was expected to be playing well. So you look at San Antonio right now, and you have to wonder, can they separate themselves from the pack, or are they going to stay in the pack?
I think sometimes with Pop, Mac, we're always looking at, well, we just expect. So when they started out well, it was, the question was, is this the greatest job Greg Popovich has done? But the talent level between these two teams very different, right? Between Utah and San Antonio?
Yeah,
look, they're not a very good defensive team, and it's hard to make up for being a really bad defensive team unless you can just go out there and score like it's going out of style. Even if you're a team that scores all the time, it's hard to keep up with that. They're in the bottom. I think they're 27th rated defensively in the league right now. For the Spurs, that's unheard of. Pops' teams have always been really solid defensively. I don't think you can make up for that. I don't think there's enough offense in the world to make up for being just as poor a defensive team as they are right now. They need some personnel changes. I watch them play, and their bigs are slow. Mm-hmm. They're not able to help and recover. In today's game, man, as a big, you got to be able to guard guards. I mean, I'm talking 24 seconds, but at least 4 or 5 seconds on switches. And I just don't think their personnel just doesn't fit. When I watch them play, they're just not athletic enough. They don't protect the rim enough. There's just a lot of things they don't do defensively.
I remember this being fair. When you and Larry and Chief, everybody leaves the Celtics, not easy. You, Joe, that group leave.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be, forget comparing players. Let's be right. You got Parker and Ginobili, and before that, Duncan, the list goes on. Kawhi, a lot of players have gone from this group.
And this is a testament to how good Pop was last year.
Right.
No Kawhi, and they win 50 games.
Yes.
All those players you just named, and then they don't have Kawhi, and they still win 50. That's how good a coach he was last year.
Well, for the coaching situation with the Bulls, there is a change. As you know, Fred Hoiberg out, Jim Boylan in. Here he is before tonight's game.
It's almost like you want to play with your guys. You want to get out there and play with them. You want to grind with them, but obviously you've got to do it from the sidelines. But, I'm just thankful for this group of guys and this opportunity. I like our kids. I like our guys. We're working on it being an era of competitiveness, toughness. We'd like to drive the ball and get downhill. We'd like to play smart basketball, especially in the fourth quarter. I think that's an area we can grow. And I also want a team where my guys get better. Our guys get better.
Never fair when a coach gets fired, anyone gets fired, because from the outside looking in, we don't know all the particulars. We just know what we see. But when you look at Fred Hoiberg and you think about the change from Jimmy to post-Jimmy, then being able to put in his team, and then the injuries, were you surprised the move was made at the time that it was made?
Kevin and I talked about this again, and we both were surprised. And he's got a good relationship with Fred and spent some time talking to him. Myself, I was surprised because of the injuries, and I thought that management and the coaches were on the same page. I didn't think that there was a separation, and this came, I think, as a surprise to all of us. But listen to Boylan talk. He's a good assistant coach. Now you move one step over or one seat over, and we'll see if he can be a good head coach. He definitely has the experience, he has the knowledge, and he has the know-how. Can he bring his team together? And when you talk about bringing his team together, the guys who were injured and who were sitting out that Freddie didn't have, now all these guys come back healthy, and they're going to make Boylan look good.
Yeah, I think that injuries just decimate your team. All of a sudden, your fourth best scorer now becomes your top scorer because you're three, and they can't do that. Everybody looks at it and thinks, oh, just go ahead and score more. That's not the way this league is built. Yeah. You're a fourth option for a reason because you're a fourth option. You just can't say you're now going to be a first option. As these players come back, I think that Chicago will play better. I know Freddie was really upset that he didn't get a chance to coach a healthy team. He really wanted to coach this team completely healthy. He didn't have that opportunity. They were getting beat up. I was surprised they let him go at the time they did. But, the change is over. Now Boylan's going to have a big. It's hard to take a team that's been losing the way they have and bring in new players, find their roles. There's a lot of things going on in Chicago, and hopefully they can get healthy and start building. I see a lot of these young teams. They're not building anything. I watch them and I think there's no culture. There's no accountability. Sometimes they don't even work hard. Like they're getting run out of the gym, and you got to work harder. So there's a lot of things that have to happen in Chicago for them. But the first thing is getting healthy.
We've seen a lot of hanging heads, right? Wizards and other teams that are losing. Zeke, when I knew we were back together again and I missed you, I asked for a disco ball.
Uh-oh.
They didn't give me one. They gave me a crystal ball.
Are we dancing?
So we'll do the best with what we have.
Are we dancing?
Into the future. Not giving you the lotto numbers, but perhaps the postseason future.
I'll take that. I'll take him.
Yeah, I bet he dunks it.
I'll take 34 in green.
Players only.
We're back.
NBA TV's where it's at.
You got to be a real basketball fan to watch this.
You get the player's perspective.
I see the game the way that I play it.
Game recognizes game, baby.
I'm fired up. So much passion. This basketball time.
Y'all ready?
Yeah! Come on. You know who coined the phrase. Players only, baby.
Players only, baby.
Yeah, baby. I got it.
There's nothing else to be said.
Players only.
Mondays on NBA TV.
With Samuel Adams, we were always looking for the best hops. Out of 150,000 acres of hops in the world, these 16 are the best of the best. I can taste your middle fruit hops in every glass of Boston Lager.
Sports fans are celebrating exclusive new fan gear by Fanatics. Unique, one-of-a-kind designs you won't find anywhere else. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
The more the merrier. Cricket keeps us sharier. 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need 2 things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
By 1901, Major Taylor was considered the greatest athlete in the world. But he was still searching for something else. A true rival. Hennessy, never stop, never settle.
The Dickies Flex Series is built for performance, with superior comfort and advanced mobility. All backed by the unconditional satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex, engineered to move. Learn more at dickies.com.
You finally did it. You invited both sides of the family over. 1 table. 12 people. This could get interesting. But you can handle this. You were built for this. Ford Explorer. Built for the holidays.
Hey! Did you know? By the age of 14, girls drop out of sports twice as often as boys?
It's time to fix that. Because playing sports can boost confidence, build leadership skills, and create a positive self-image.
Which can help us break down barriers and achieve goals. So what time is it?
It's my time.
It's my time. It's my time.
Girls everywhere are ready. Come join us.
That's right. No matter where you are, the NBA app allows you to get scores, standings, and alerts to let you know a game is coming down to the wire. Download the NBA app and set your NBA season off the right way.
We give you court cam down in Big D, Dallas. Some returning folks getting ready for Terry Stotts and the Trailblazers.
You know, I mean, Seth and Chief are the 2 that come to mind. Is there another one?
No.
Okay. You know, when we got them, obviously Farouk had Art Neal O'Shea drafted him, so we knew what we were getting there. And Seth was a guy that we needed on our roster just to bring some shooting to our bench. So the fact that they had been here, I think, was probably more coincidental than anything. Who, Seth? He's been great. I mean, obviously he missed some games, but his health has been good.
Shooting probably still good.
He can still shoot.
Coach, have you seen any correlation between kind of your guys' rhythm or your play when Mo went into the starting line in place of Jake?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it took a while for Mo to kind of get comfortable. He had a good game against San Antonio. That was obviously his best game since he came back. Certainly, it affected the starting unit. Other than that, off the bench, it's been the same. Basically, it's been the same rotation, other than Mo in for Jake. And we know that Mo in the starting lineup has been good for us for 3 years, and it's just going to take time to get it back to where we need to be.
But no tendency to go back to Jake because it was working well.
Well, there's if you did something like that, there's a trickle down. Because those minutes would come from somebody else. So I think, like I said, he's got a body of work with us. So we gotta get flowing with him.
What was the message to Jake? Kind of started.
Stay ready.
Yeah.
He played well with that group. We had a good rotation. If Mo had been healthy at the beginning of the season, without a minutes restriction, Mo would have been the starter. Jake's been great, and just said, it's a long season. It's happened before where guys get out of the rotation, they get back in due to circumstances.
I've been asked by multiple people about Jake being the starter and then completely out. Is it just a simple minutes switch with Mo and Jake?
Strange to be playing the Mavs without Dirk?
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's been such a fixture. It'll be interesting when he comes back. I mean, they've got a good rhythm going. But yeah, he's for 20 years. Dirk has been the Mavs. So I haven't spoken with him, but I can only imagine he's anxious to get on the court.
What are your impressions of the Mavs right now, the direction they're heading with Luka, and having kind of righted the ship here a little bit, as you mentioned, and that home court dominance back like they did really not since the championship year?
Well, I think they're playing really good basketball to bounce back after the start that they had, the losing streak that they had, and to bounce back the way they did. They've had impressive wins against really good teams. They share the ball well. They got a lot of good shooters. They have multiple playmakers. Different guys can hurt you on different nights. So it's impressive what they've done the last 10 games.
Maybe things will change, obviously, in the next 2, 3, 4 months, but when you allow yourself to look at the way the West is taking shape right now,
it's crazy.
Do you look at
no, it's crazy.
3 more
I mean,
months of this.
It's going to be interesting where it goes from here. I mean, 14 teams in the thick of things, 20 some games in. I've never seen anything like it. It's in some ways it's really cool, and other times you'd rather kind of get some separation. But no, I think it just goes to show what everybody thought going into the season, is that the West is really strong, and especially when you look at the fact that Golden State and Houston have come back, that makes it even more interesting.
Interesting indeed. Our game coming up later tonight on NBA TV. The Jazz and Spurs get together. Derek Favors will join us on how Utah can move up the West charts.
This season, cricket's taking festive and turning it up to 4.
4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
I can't believe it.
That Grandpa's nose is performing Flight of the Bumblebee?
No, you goof. I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Nice.
I know, right?
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The king is gone crazy, making 10 nuggets just $1. Crazy, right? Crazy crispy, crazy juicy. 10 nuggets made of crazy delicious white meat for just $1. Now that's a crazy deal. Enjoy 10 golden nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
La 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 la
It's official, the holidays are here, and Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event is back. Hurry to your local dealer today, or visit kia.com to learn more.
With Chili's to go, baby, go, you get 3 for $10, baby bucks, and take it to go, baby, go, while you sit on your butt, baby butt. 3 for $10, baby bucks, and take your Chili's to go, baby, go.
The only thing better than this bourbon are the friends you share it with. Jim Beam Black, the world's highest rated bourbon. Their words, not ours.
Duralast, proven tough so you can plow through winter. And only at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination.
We continue with you here on Game Time Live. You get a live look in Utah just after 9 Eastern time right here on NBA TV. We'll take you up to tip. Spurs and Jazz get together. Utah trying to move up from where they sit now, 14th in the conference. Although they're jammed in with many other teams in the West, we try and unlock all of that and find out how to get Utah north of that playoff border as we welcome in Derek Favors, kind enough to join us here on Game Time Live. Derek, let me start with that. How do you try and kind of put a finger on, after the great year last year, what hasn't gone as great, at least here at the outset of this season?
Yeah, we had such a great year last year that I think a lot of people put a lot of hype on us, and we got a lot of press. But, overall, I think we're in a great place right now. It's still early. It's still a lot of stuff that we have to improve on. And I think we're doing a good job of it. But right now we just can't get, too ahead of ourselves or start stressing right now. We just got to continue to play hard, continue to play as a team, and, we'll get everything right.
Derek, when you look at your team and the expectations coming in this year, do you feel that most teams that you're playing against on a night in and night out basis, they're gearing up and a little bit more fired up to play against you than they were last year?
Definitely. Like I said, we had such a great year last year. I think teams now are kind of starting to take notice of us, and we got a lot of different players on our team that can do a lot of different things. And it's not going to be easy at all. So we just got to make sure we just stay mentally focused, mentally ready before every game. Just come out and play hard. I mean, we know teams are definitely coming after us this year, and we got to have that same mentality.
Derek, you guys on the road are 9-7, which is, that's a good record for the road. I can't explain the 2-6 at home for you guys because, Utah really has a home court advantage. A little bit of altitude that causes people problems. Plus, your fans are always there every night cheering you on. Explain to me the home record and why you guys are having a tough time there.
We trying to figure that out, too. We know we play super hard on the road because, going on the road is definitely tough. But at home, we definitely need to figure that out because, like you say, we definitely have the home court advantage. And, right now, shots not falling and, little things that we could fix. But, it's going to get better. I'm pretty confident in it. And, Coach Q does a good job of getting us ready. So, hopefully we can turn that around quickly.
Derek, 3 of those home games, first of all, Donovan didn't play, so obviously you weren't full throttle. Talk about your team adding Kyle Korver. Obviously, you've seen from the other side, and everybody has, unfortunately, defense has been crushed by his three-point shooting for a long time. What does he add to your team? What was it like getting him into the locker room first couple of days?
Oh, he's a great guy. He adds exactly what we need, which is, three-point shooting. And he's one of the best in NBA history in doing that. So, just added him, man. He's a great guy. He's been here before, been in Utah, won a championship out in Cleveland. He's been great for us. And, we happy to have him aboard. And, you know, he's a great guy, and he's going to help us out a lot.
Derek, I want to ask you about the most exciting player on your team, the guy who just, you know, livens up the bench and get the crowd going, Joe Ingles. I mean,
slam dunks, yeah. Slam dunks and
I mean,
amazing.
Come on, you gotta tell me, like, okay, the first time that you met him and you watched him play, did you think his confidence would equal his game thus far?
No, I had no idea at all. I didn't think he was going to make the team when he first came, when I first saw him. But, man, he could really play, man. Joe's a great guy. I mean, he works hard every day. He surprised everybody, you know, doing practices, doing games. Man, he's a hard worker. And, I mean, the things he can do out on the basketball court, when you look at him, you don't think he can do it. But, I mean, he make threes, can get to the paint, can defend at a high level. I mean, he's a great player. Surprised a lot of people.
He's definitely one of my favorite players to watch.
Slow-mo Joe.
Yeah, slow-mo Joe, there you go.
Well, listen, get back on the right side of things. I love what you guys did last year. Build off it, Derek. Always appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, there's Derek Favors joining us. One of the things I loved about last year, they all came out to the pressers together. Everybody is a team. Tyreek Evans trying to get this team and the Pacers a bigger lead against Chicago.
I can't believe you got me a tennis bracelet.
She can thank me for that. I showed my dad this deal at Hillsburg. He bought jewelry, and I got this. It's my finder's fee.
Get a free Nintendo Switch system when you buy a gift at Hellsberg Diamonds.
Liberty Mutual accident forgiveness means they won't hike your rates over one mistake. See? Liberty Mutual doesn't hold grudges.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I am an Instagram boyfriend, but now that rolled chicken tacos are back at Taco Bell,
Sunset heart hands.
my hands are tied. Let's just enjoy this moment.
Take the picture.
Rolled chicken tacos are back with your choice of dips, only at Taco Bell.
Give a gift to the guy that gives you a route. Shop the holiday sale at Men's Warehouse.
Now select suits are $199. Designer sport coats are $149, plus all dress shirts are $3 for $99.
He's gonna like the way he looks.
The hottest new razor is taking the men's grooming world by storm. Micro Touch Solo, the hyper-advanced full-body razor that trims, shapes, edges, and even shaves with micro-precision. Dual-sided German stainless steel blade, shave up or down at 200 microstrokes per second. Snap on the guide to perfectly shape your full beard and keep new growth stubble trimmed exactly to your style. Snap it off and remove unwanted hair anywhere. Full body control with one tool. Call 1-800-585-2823 or go online at microtouchsolo.com and get yours now for only $19.99. Complete with German stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in spotlight, and 3 custom grooming guides. The all-new MicroTouch Solo Full Body Groomer. The one tool that does it all.
Players only. We're back.
NBA TV's where it's at.
You got to be a real basketball fan to watch this.
You get the player's perspective.
I see the game the way that I play it.
Game recognizes game, baby.
I'm fired up. So much passion. This basketball time. Y'all ready? Yeah! Come on. You know who coined the phrase. Players only, baby.
Players only, baby.
Yeah, baby. I got it.
There's nothing else to be said.
Players only.
Mondays on NBA TV.
That's right, everyone's winning that has the NBA app. No matter where you are, you can watch your favorite player.
I'm about to set it off.
Oh, yes, we did. Make it easy to check the latest scores, standings, and get alerts to let you know a game is coming down to the wire.
Clock running down. This is for the win. Set it off.
Download the NBA app and set your NBA season off the right way.
I'm about to set it off.
We continue on Game Time as we welcome you to our Hall of Famers crystal ball.
Ooh, I like that.
I feel like we should have hats and all sorts of... We'd be reading my palm, Zeke, afterwards. Now, already, these two, because that's how smart Hall of Famers are, they've already decided that when we talk about the East Final, the Raptors will be in it. So the question is, Mac, who will they be playing?
They'll be playing the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, why?
Because they have Antetokounmpo and no one else does. And no, I like their offense. They have really good spread offense, nice spacing. He drives. He's got a lot of room just to move the ball and knock. I think Budenholzer's been great for that team. Just they're rejuvenated. They're getting out and they're playing really well. And I just I would like to have picked my Celtics, of course, but they just have not hit stride nearly as much as I hoped they would. And they're going to have to figure that out. But right now, I'm going Milwaukee.
You know, Zeke thought, and to Mac's point, that when LeBron left, that was the door open. But then Boston seems to maybe creaked it further for other teams, perhaps Milwaukee or who?
I like Philadelphia. I like the way the 76ers are playing. I like Embiid. I like the addition of Butler. And I also think a very underrated addition, right, is Wilson Chandler. Because he gives them the size to play out on the wings. You got Butler, you got Chandler, 2 defensive stoppers, and then you got Simmons as a 6'8" point guard. So across the front court, I mean they're pretty big in terms of size. And then you got Redick knocking down Jays.
Now I know it's the Hall of Famers crystal ball and players only, but just guys who talk only. The Warriors we have in the West, in the conference final, right? Who are they going to play?
I have no idea out in the West. I think it's up for grabs. It's anybody's ball right now in terms of who the Warriors are going to play. I don't think there's anybody that separated themselves from the pack yet. So I can't pick who they're going to play.
Even if you had to guess?
Even if I have to guess, okay, I'm going to say the Denver Nuggets.
See?
I'm going to say the Denver Nuggets.
Okay, Nuggets?
Well, Nuggets was one of the teams I was thinking about. Nuggets, Oklahoma City, and then the team I did pick was the Clippers. Thank you. I knew that was that. So the Clippers.
So you picked 4 of them?
No, I picked the Clippers. I just picked the Clippers. Yeah. Hold on, I just picked the Clippers.
Well, if you
and
ask
the reason
me to
I went with the Clippers is I like the way they're built. They have a guy off the bench that they close with Lou Williams. He's coming off the bench. Montrezl Harrell's been just beating everybody out when they play small ball. They got Avery Bradley and they have Patrick Beverley to get up into you defensively, and they have no agenda. They just go out there and play ball, and whoever the hot man gets it. So right now, I'm picking them. But I really don't believe in them. I'm like you, but you know, I don't believe in them 100%. Just like I don't believe in Oklahoma City and Denver 100% yet.
Let me follow with that just a little bit, and I'm not trying to troll or poke the bear. But considering the chaos, don't the Lakers look like at least more of an option than you thought they'd be before the season?
They're definitely more of an option than I thought they would be. However, I still don't think that they have the talent base and the continuity that the Nuggets have right now. Now, can they get there? And I
was going to ask you that as a coach. Can you get there?
Well, with LeBron James, we've seen him. If history tells us anything, we've seen his teams get better each month as the season progresses. And once he figures it out, he goes and he dominates. So
you're taking the Lakers?
No, I still got Denver.
Yeah.
But you asked me, could the Lakers get there? Absolutely.
Okay.
Shooting and experience are tough things because you can't get experience unless you play. And I can't look at you and say, no, you're a 10-year vet. You have to put 10 years in to be that. They don't have enough experience on the Lakers to me, and they don't have enough shooting. I can see them tripping up, even with LeBron, who's the best. I can see them tripping up and maybe making the playoffs and losing in the first round.
Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron, he currently on Seku's MVP ladder, which I need to look the same as Mac does here in this shot that you're currently looking at. So let's talk MVP. Kev, I'll start with you. Who's going to win the MVP at the end of the year?
Well, I think Antetokounmpo is going to win the MVP.
Okay.
And
I'd ask why, but I feel like based on the last time I asked you about the Bucks, you're going to tell me how good he is. But why him versus some of the other candidates?
Well, I liked Joel Embiid. He'd probably be my second guy or my first guy. I think I picked Joel Embiid, actually. And then I changed over to Antetokounmpo.
It's just live TV. It's okay.
I mean, they're good, though. I mean, either one, right?
Exactly.
Either
so
one,
those are the two guys I had in my thing. I just think that he's unique. He plays in a system that allows him just to be unique and do what he does. And so he and Joel Embiid are my two favorite guys. And you can see him right now. And he dunks more than anybody than Shaq. Like he dunks these. How do you dunk these? He dunks in a crowd all the time. And I just love to see that young guy play. But he and Embiid were my two guys.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's the Hall of Famer crystal ball, so a little for me to try and find something wrong with it. But remind me, I believe Mac picked the Clippers, right, as the team. So I see right here, can you just read? It says, good start by team you're not buying. What team does it say he says?
He said the Clippers.
Clippers.
I told you already. I said.
How can that be? It was 45 seconds ago.
I'm just saying, I don't believe in any of those teams, but from what I've seen so far, they've played so well, but I don't believe they can continue to do it. And I tell you what, I'm not sure. Right? I'm not sure that OKC can continue to do it, or Denver. All these teams, I don't think they continue to do it. But for me, as I said, they have enough players, enough depth that maybe they can hold it together, but I don't believe in them.
Right.
That's what I'm just telling you right now.
We're definitely going to clip that and put it on Facebook and Twitter. How about for you? Team who had a good start so far, and you want to give them almost a pat on the back, Zeke, but not ready yet.
I would say the Sacramento Kings. They've had a very surprising start. I don't think any of us thought they would start off as well as they've started. I just don't know if they can continue to play at this clip. Right now, they're playing at about a 500 clip, and I don't know if they can continue to do that as teams continue to separate themselves. And then you kind of worry what's going on in-house, right? And as things start to, kind of ripple out, can they sustain and continue to play the way they're playing thus far?
Quickly, as the man at the point, De'Aaron, swipe the Fox, improvement, big time, right?
Fox is big time.
Big time.
I mean, you can tell the players who work on their game in the summer because the confidence that he has in his outside shot right now and the way he's playing. I mean, last year, that was the question mark. Can he shoot the basketball? Yeah. This year, don't drop off of him because he's knocking it down.
All right, now let me check on something because I know I'm supposed to ask teams that got off to a rough start but will improve. You didn't pick the Clippers.
So we're good. I picked them for everything else. I might as well pick them again. No, I picked the Celtics. Yeah. I just think the Celtics have too much talent not to get going. The one thing that Brad Stevens did to start the season off, I think that it was a mistake. He tried getting everybody playing well, getting 11 guys in rhythm. It's impossible as a coach to have 11 guys in rhythm. You need to worry about your first 3 or 4 guys, make sure those guys are playing well, and then you have your subs coming off the bench. I think they've got to lower their rotation. They got to get down to where they're playing 8, 9 guys.
Yep.
And it's tough because sometimes you can have too much talent, especially when it's all very similar, you know. So but I do think they'll figure it out and they'll play better.
Speaking of too much talent, Zeke, the team that you're picking, we're saying they need to improve because we're trying to find something wrong with them, right?
Yeah. I know this is a head scratcher, but I'm saying the Golden State Warriors. And the reason why I say that is because...
You didn't say the Clippers?
No, I didn't say the Clippers.
Oh, yeah, right.
Those answers were all taken.
But they have definitely gotten off to, for them, a rocky start. They've lost 6 out of 10. And, they finally won the other night in Atlanta. But they lose in Detroit. Curry's been out. He's been hurt. Draymond's been hurt. He's been in and out. So we thought that Golden State could possibly win, 74, 75 games this year with the addition of Cousins and everybody being healthy. Now, they've gotten off to a slow start. I think when those 2 All-Stars come back, Green and Cousins, then I think they'll take off and be the dominant team that everybody's been waiting to see.
Fair to say it's tougher to win a championship after a championship than people. Both of you guys have been through trying to do that after championship after championship. I mean, how many finals between the Warriors? Right?
Yeah.
Difficult.
The body can only take so much, and the soft tissue injuries. That's what you watch now with Golden State. Those are the things that are starting to happen. Pull hamstring, quad, calf. Those type of things are.
It also depends on who you're playing. And that next team that's coming up and who's going to challenge you for that. I think Golden State's had a pretty, it's been Cleveland, but Golden State, there's a lot of teams out there that think they can't beat them.
Yeah.
I think now there's a little bit of hope. I think some teams are looking at them thinking, you know what? These guys, they're just some feuding and fighting between them, and they're yelling at each other on the bench, and there's some cracks in their.
But I don't know if anybody I don't know if there's a team out west that has really said, okay, we got
can beat them. I agree.
Because at first when we started the season, we thought that would be Houston. Like if Houston still had their act together with the cracks that we're seeing in Golden State, this was a time for Houston to jump on them.
Yeah.
But their window might be closed. I think they missed their opportunity, and now we're talking about Denver.
And
wait, I hate to interrupt because
I think it's the Clippers.
I was going to say, if you learned anything this segment, after they improve, while they're not going to do what they're supposed to do, it'll be the Clippers.
Wait a minute.
Let's see what's going on Sunday.
Definitely take this picture.
On NBA TV, the Bucks and the Raptors. It all begins. Coverage with your Auto Trader pregame. Back with more on Game Time.
I'm saying Clippers.
The Clippers for everything.
Clippers are everything.
The Clippers.
XL guys aren't built like everyone else. That's why DXL isn't built like any other clothing store, with sizes starting at XL, from Lacoste to Levi's, Brooks Brothers, and more. Built to fit, built XL, DXL.
The moment you realize you can check off your to-do list and wish list. At Lowe's, you can satisfy both your lists on a single budget. Shop Lowe's and save $100 on a Cobalt 227-piece mechanics tool set.
I am an Instagram boyfriend. But now that rolled chicken tacos are back at Taco Bell,
Sunset heart hands.
my hands are tied. Let's just enjoy this moment.
Take the picture.
Rolled chicken tacos are back with your choice of dips, only at Taco Bell.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
This season, cricket's taking festive and turning it up to 4.
4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
So I have this recurring dream. I'm 85 years old in a job where I have to wear a giant hot dog suit.
What? Where's that coming from?
I don't know. I started my 401k early. I diversified. I'm not a big spender.
That sounds like you're doing a lot.
But I still feel like I'm not going to have enough for retirement. Like there's something else I should be doing.
With the right conversation, you might find you're doing okay.
So no hot dog suit.
Unless you want to.
No.
Schedule a complimentary goal planning session today with TD Ameritrade.
To celebrate the Grinch movie, IHOP has all new Grinch pancakes, mint hot chocolate, and kids eat free from 4 to 10 p.m. Right, Mr. Grinch? Get IHOP's new Grinch pancakes and see the Grinch in theaters.
We didn't dream up a new way to find the best ramen. We never thought, you know what Mars needs? A dune buggy. We didn't decide you should be able to share your home with travelers from around the world. We didn't reimagine banking. Or whatever she's about to do. But when asked if these ideas were possible, we're the only cloud with the capabilities, experience, and know-how to make them happen. AWS is how.
Players only. We're back. You got to be a real basketball fan to watch this.
You get the player's perspective.
I'm fired up. So much passion. But it's basketball time. Y'all ready? Yeah! Players only.
Mondays on NBA TV.
The days of yesteryears, Mac. Knicks and Celtics in a big game. Prime time on TNT on Thursday, setting you up for Rockets and Jazz. Coverage begins 7 Eastern. Game time on NBA TV. Our boy Shaq, his larger-than-life persona could be summed up in one single moment from his career. April 23rd, 1993, when he ripped down the entire backboard stanchion at the Meadowlands. Ro Parrish chats with Shaq about that unforgettable scene and more.
Another spectacular moment in your career also took place in New Jersey when you tore down the entire basket. Stanchion, backboard, all that got torn down. Number one, was there anything that was different that day? You seemed to have some extra strength. Was there anything that you did that was different than the normal routine?
I always had to put myself in anger mode to play at the highest level. Dwayne Shinsons, rest in peace. Never met him, never had anything against him, but he went to Florida. So now I got that SEC war thing going on in my head. So when I get it, I gotta, make my mark felt. The rim was probably weak because if you look at the dunk, it wasn't really a powerful dunk. I did go up strong because I know he was behind me. Can't let a guy from the SEC block it. So I went up extra strong, and when I pulled on the rim, I admit I did get some extra because I wanted to dunk and pull myself up and swing with that and be like, ah! But when I did that, the thing started falling, so I had to release. And when I ducked down like this, I was like, please don't fall on me. And then I was getting ready to pick my head up, and that damn shot clock hit me in the head. But see, when you get hit in the head in front of everybody, you can't act like it hurts. You got to play it off. So when it hit me, I was like, But then when I got to the timeout, I was like, damn, man, I need some icy hot. Damn, shoulder broke.
Orlando, last game, Dennis Scott was starting. Bowie was coming off the bench as Hill follows and almost and does bring down the entire backcourt.
That's one we haven't seen.
There was another situation earlier in that season when you're out in Phoenix. Charles Barkley was there watching.
And I hated Charles Barkley. Not to the point to where I disliked him. It was a karate mode thing. You know, we talked about this before that growing up I watched a lot of karate movies, and the basis of those movies are the young master must take out the top master. And Barkley is a legend, right? But I want his spot. Magic Johnson's a legend. I want his spot. Jordan's a legend. Like, all these guys are ahead of me. I want their spot. They heard my name, but now you have to feel the name. So every time I got the ball, I wanted Charles Barkley to know who Shaquille was. And if you go back to the footage, I want you to play it slow. When I dunk, Charles does this. And that's exactly what I want. Like, when you pulling it down, you see Charles go like this. And now I'm working with his fat ass.
So okay, what is the actual count? I've done my research. I know you broke one at LSU. I've seen a pickup game where you tore one down. I've seen the two that you had in the NBA.
The actual count is 6. The actual rims that I've broke are all in my gym in Orlando. I have 5 homes, and in front of each home I've planted a broken rim tree. And this is, you know, in commemoration, in memory of the rims that I broke.
So going to the broken rim conversation. Now, is there any player since you've left the game in the NBA, outside of the NBA, that you think could do something similar? Maybe break a rim, bring down. Is there anybody that you've seen?
Early on, there was a kid that played in Orlando by the name of Dwight Howard. I thought he was close. And then I think the injuries probably took toll on him, and he wanted to do other things. But if he had that killer focus, he would have been one that definitely could have got it done. Because like early in Orlando when he was playing for Van Gundy, he was definitely a monster.
I'm sitting here looking over at these guys watching this footage of Shaq like breaking trees down, and I'm like, how do you jump that high? Anybody in today's day and age in this game, maybe if you want to pluck a Zion Williamson who's coming, or somebody who you think could be the next one to do this?
Zion possibly, but in the NBA currently, I would say no. I don't see anybody with that type of strength, ferocity, tenacity, that want to attack the rim, bite it, eat it, you know, yank it, pull off the rim, fall to the floor, eat the glass. I don't see that type of nasty big fella in the NBA right now.
Nobody goes that hard to the rim anymore. I mean, to go in there like that and just shake on it and pull it down, I mean, you got to work hard to pull a rim down, man. I tell you what. And so I don't see anybody in today's game doing it. And, you know, maybe a guy at Duke coming in. Zion,
that's the one for me, right?
But the best thing I liked about this is when Shaq they tried playing off, getting hit by the 24-second clock on the shoulder and the head, and he threw out, I need some icy hot. I said, man, he's working it all time.
They didn't even have icy hot.
No,
Ben Gay.
Yeah,
Ben Gay. Imagine rubbing some Ben Gay on that ball here.
Yeah. Well, at the time, you couldn't do what I did this morning, go to CVS, and half of the aisles are filled with Shaq's face on all sorts of different things. When you think about, for you, I guess the equivalent is, you know, kind of breaking somebody's knees and having them kind of fall over on a crossover or something, right? Like, did you ever get can you imagine the feeling as players?
No.
Of what that must feel like, the power?
There is no, I always fantasize. I say, if I could be an NBA player for a day, if they said you can be any NBA player in the history just for one day, who would you be? I always said Shaq. And I just wanted to dunk one time like Shaq and just tear the rim down and look over at, you know, people when they be scared of you. I wanted that feeling. I don't think there's a feeling like that in the game of basketball where you have that much power and intimidation. You know, crossing somebody over, that's sweet. But
right.
When you like,
what was I say? I mean, Mac, you had like 400 post moves. You ever feel like that? I mean, I don't even know how you can explain the domination of, forget any sport, of what that must be like. Because we're talking about, forget talent, from a human being standpoint, that's not human, what we're watching, right?
Yeah, no, you know, I used to laugh. I'd tell Danny, I'm going to drive left, stop, pivot, pump fake, step under. And I used to tell him what I was going to do. Then I would do it. and he would just start laughing.
Right.
And because I used to call him, I'd tell him the moves I was doing beforehand. So you know, when you have total control of, you feel like the game's going so slow that you can do whatever you want. But there, it's like he's just thinking, I'm going to rip this rim down. And he went and goes up there and just tears the basket down. He's dropping baskets back. They're stopping games and everything else. First of all, I wouldn't want to do it because it stopped the game. The game would take about 4 hours then, because you got to bring in a new basket and everything's got to change and stuff. But no, his power, and you were talking about players, I'd always wanted to be Wilt. For one day, just Wilt and drop 100 on him. 100. I mean, just be Wilt and just drop 100 on people.
You almost got 100 on us, but you got
I only got halfway there. I only got halfway there. A little over halfway there. But I always thought, I looked at Wilt and just thought, you know, to be able to say, I'm going to lead the league in scoring, and then the next year I'm going to lead the league in assists, or a couple years later I'm going to lead the league in assists. How talented that guy must have been. Just, you know, and I never got played against him, but I always admired him.
I'll say this quickly, just from watching from the outside. I would imagine the closest thing today to that is when Steph is in one of these unconscious realms where he's just going further and further back, and everyone looking is saying there's no way anyone would take that shot, and he knows it's going in.
Yeah,
It's different, but that domination that you feel, no, it's just not. Okay,
it's good, but it ain't.
It's not that good.
But them guys, I'm just telling you,
do you have dunking envy?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Dunk
mean,
envy.
The power. I bet you if you ask Steph Curry or any of us as small guys, like, we all want to be like big guys, to be able to dunk like that and just be able to, like, you know, you like Shaq can just like flick you off, you know, just.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
Yeah. First time I saw Shaq was in the green room. Then I turned around and I called my mother.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We got more game talk coming up here on the show. Spurs and Jazz. Two teams looking to move up in the standings. Kyle Korver hoping to help the Knicks.
3-point expert.
Two Western Conference rivals collide in Salt Lake City on NBA TV.
DeRozan, oh, look at that! Pull the shoulder down, Rudy stands his ground. That shot, get out of here!
Spurs, Jazz, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
NBA League Pass fits your life. Major matchup you can't miss. Want to follow your team? Get NBA League Pass. Pepe?
Chill, Jay. The Celtics are up by 3 with the Rock.
Celtics? Find your best fit with NBA League Pass.
With Chili's to go, baby, go, baby, go. You get 3 for $10, baby bucks, baby bucks. And take it to go, baby, go, while you sit on your butt, baby butt. 3 for $10, baby bucks, baby bucks. And take your Chili's to go, baby, go.
With Samuel Adams, we were always looking for the best hops. Out of 150,000 acres of hops in the world, these 16 are the best of the best. I can taste your middle fruit hops in every glass of Boston Lager.
Give a gift that brings the ones you love even closer with a DNA kit from 23andMe. And this holiday, get 30% off each kit at 23andMe.com.
The Dickies Flex series is built for performance, with superior comfort and advanced mobility. All backed by the unconditional satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex, engineered to move. Learn more at Dickies.com.
The hottest new razor is taking the men's grooming world by storm. Micro Touch Solo, the hyper-advanced full-body razor that trims, shapes, edges, and even shaves with micro precision. Dual-sided German stainless steel blade, shave up or down at 200 microstrokes per second. Snap on the guide to perfectly shape your full beard and keep new growth stubble trimmed exactly to your style. Snap it off and remove unwanted hair anywhere. Full body control with one tool. Call 1-800-585-2823 or go online at microtouchsolo.com and get yours now for only $19.99. Complete with German stainless steel blade, pivoting head, built-in spotlight, and 3 custom grooming guides. The all-new Micro-Touch Solo Full Body Groomer. The one tool that does it all.
Giants of Africa and Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri will celebrate the 100 years of Nelson Mandela with a series of events on December 4th and the 5th. The tribute marks the 5th consecutive year that the Giants of Africa, the not-for-profit, founded by Ujiri, will pay homage to the late South African president and Nobel Peace Prize winner. Here's Masai Ujiri on Mandela's legacy.
Nelson Mandela taught us to rise above hate, despair, spite, and he made us understand love and hope. And it's the same way in sports, in my opinion.
Hard work on three. 1, 2, 3. Hard work.
We want to win on the court, but we want to win off the court. And winning off the court means affecting youth, affecting people's lives.
Yes!
For us, rising above is preaching positive thinking. There's nobody else better at this than Nelson Mandela. This was somebody that was in jail for 27 years and affected so many lives. He was the father of Africa. He was our hope. And he brought us together because he rose above all odds in life to become the most positive person and the most positive movement, I think, in the world. How do you replace a guy like that? There's a story to be told, and all these kids will hear that story and they will continue to rise. He affected the world and he affected the youth of Africa in a positive way. The giant of Africa is Nelson Mandela.
A tremendous effort for a tremendous man, and one who, Zeke, and we're going to show a picture that you got to meet. And we're sitting talking at the table earlier and went around the room, and you talked about meeting him, and we ended up finding the picture. Can you tell us the story that we're going to show this photo?
When he was released, you know, and he came to Detroit, and he had been in prison for 27 years, and you know, Mayor Coleman Young at that time, you know, wanted us all to meet him. So I had the opportunity to meet him, spend some time with him. And the thing that I was so impressed with is that, you know, I had never met a person who was just so full of love. I mean, and really when you got in his presence, it really like you just walked into a pool of love. And I was expecting for him to be bitter, to have some type of animosity or some chip on his shoulder or anything, because, you know, so much of his life had been taken away. But he was so warm, he was so gracious, and he was so giving that, you know, to me, he was and is the true essence of what love truly is and what love is truly all about.
The NBA is so lucky to have Masai, too. I had a chance of, in New York this summer, to sit down with him for a little bit. It is so impressive. Just forget just the intelligence, but the desire he has to spread the game and all the good things about the game. When we talk, Max, so negatively about sports nowadays, and that's all we concentrate on Twitter, Masai Ujiri, probably people maybe like in the Western Conference don't pay much attention to what he's all about and who he is, but he is great for the NBA.
There's a lot of people like Masai that love the game of basketball and like sharing it with people. I mean, basketball is a unique game. It's a little bit like soccer. You need a ball. And you don't need equipment. You don't need ice for hockey. You don't need football pads or anything else. You just need a ball. You can go and play. We play barefoot. I know you played barefoot too as a kid growing up. And you give him a ball and you can go play. And that's what he's doing. He's allowing a lot of people to be exposed to the game of basketball, which, I tell people all the time, I learned more from basketball about sharing and giving and being a teammate than I learned from any class in school, than I learned from anybody else except for my parents. My parents had more of an influence on me. Basketball influenced my life as much as anything on how to just be a better person and caring about others and sharing and having a lot of diversity. I mean, Zeke, we've known each other since we were 19-year-old kids, you know. And you're a kid from Chicago, I'm a kid from northern Minnesota. You know, you're white, I'm black. No, excuse me, I'm black, I'm white, you're black. What is that?
We're the Clippers.
Okay, yeah. And but it's a blend where you find out people. So basketball for me is just more than just a sport. It's been kind of a way of our lives, and it's beautiful that he's able to share that around the world.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the nice comment at the end, so I didn't have to segue to break off of the Clippers. Nice effort and a worthy one for the Raptors and Masai Ujiri. We got more coming up on Game Time.
The moment you realize you can check off your to-do list and wish list. At Lowe's, you can satisfy both your lists on a single budget. Select a free DeWalt tool with purchase of a 4-tool 20-volt max cordless combo kit.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express. Book now for at least 20% off during our annual sale.
Sports fans are celebrating exclusive new fan gear by Fanatics. Unique, one-of-a-kind designs you won't find anywhere else. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
To celebrate the Grinch movie, IHOP has all new Grinch pancakes, mint hot chocolate, and kids eat free from 4 to 10 p.m. Right, Mr. Grinch? Get IHOP's new Grinch pancakes and see the Grinch in theaters.
The more the merrier. Cricket keeps us sharier. 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
Sports fans are gearing up at NBAstore.com, the official store of the NBA, with officially licensed fan gear from the most trusted brands like Nike. Unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Visit NBAstore.com today. Shop now and for a limited time, get free shipping with promo code DUNK. NBAstore.com.
Another podcast dropped today. You can subscribe to the starters on Apple Podcast. I subscribe to this, second appearance this season for John Collins.
We're excited to welcome back for the second time this calendar year. It's Hawks big man, John Collins. John!
God, what's going on?
How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming back.
Good, man. Good to see you guys.
It's great to have you back in studio. It's even better to have you back on an NBA floor.
Yes.
You missed a good month and a little bit more with the ankle injury. You're back now. How's the ankle holding up? How you feeling, and how great does it feel just to be back out there?
Ankle feels good. You know, a lot of people were kind of concerned if the athleticism, if the bounce will still be there. I'd like to assure everybody it's still there. Ankles feels good, and I'm just happy to be back on the court with my guys. A little late start, but like I said, just happy to be back.
You had a career high 24 against the Warriors last night. Came in a loss, unfortunately, but you are playing the Warriors. So it turns out they're a pretty good team. But you shot the ball well. You even gave us a little Dirk we saw last night. You had the little one-legged. Come on, tell me this is not Dirk. Very Dirk.
You know, I mean, I saw KD doing it on the other end, so I was like, man, let me try to do this.
Let's work on
Let me try this out. Let me see if I can do this too.
What did you, though, did you learn anything? Because I've heard other guys talk about this where they have been injured and they've been on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Do you sort of look at the game a little differently, taking it in from over there when you're injured? Did you pick up on something being out for a little while?
I would just say within, you know, our scheme and the way we do things offensively and defensively, just with the Hawks, it kind of slowed everything down. You know, just being with a new coach, you know, Coach Pierce is coming in trying to establish something new. And I just try to, you know, go through a whole season with Coach Bud trying to figure out his system, going back and trying to flip that and get into something new again, I think it just slowed everything down and allowed me to really focus in on what he wanted me to do.
For sure.
Well, it's good to see you with Trae Young out there because you guys are the future of this team. You've only had 9 games this season so far, but you had a summer league, you had a preseason with him. How's the relationship? Is it budding between the two of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, off the court, I mean, we're as funny and comical as ever. We're brothers, and I mean, on the court, I think we have this just natural chemistry that we play with, and I think he's good at just reading my body language, and I'm good reciprocating that. So I think we just have like that natural chemistry, like I said before, and hopefully it just grows into something that nobody can stop.
That's the plan.
Right before the Thanksgiving break, all 4 of us actually, we went down to the arena to catch the Raptors-Hawks. And, some of us are Toronto fans, so we were cheering for the Raps. Sorry, John, sorry.
I wonder why.
But I was going to say, it was a very, very weird game because this was the game where Vince Carter got his 25,000th career point.
Yes.
And the place went bonkers, even though it came in a loss.
Yeah.
How cool has it been, A, to be around Vince Carter this year, and then for that milestone to be there, in the building?
Yeah, it's definitely been really cool for me because being able to have so much athleticism, being blessed with it, I looked up to Vince, as a young kid, seeing him dunk all the time, and just having him in practice do a couple dunks, and he's like, hey, young fella, go try this or go do that. It's like, man, I can jump over everything or do anything when in just terms of that. He's showing me a lot when it comes to shooting. So it's really just fun to sometimes just look over and be like, man, I can touch Vince Carter right now. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
We know that man had a special moment in the dunk contest.
Yes.
What about John Collins? What about 2019? It's not too late. Just because you've only played 9 games, people don't pay attention to the beginning of the season.
I have no control over any of that stuff. I'm just going to go out there and dunk on the court. Maybe they want me to dunk in the contest. Maybe they don't. I mean,
if you got the invite, you would.
I'm still mulling it over. I'm still mulling it over. Okay. I want to see how my ankle really feels. Okay. I haven't been able to, not been able to. I haven't really been getting in my trick bag yet. I've been trying to just get healthy first, make sure the bounce is there before I start going crazy again. So if it feels good and we're ready to go, then I feel like why not?
I know the Hawks will probably make a campaign for you to get in, but we can do it too.
There's definitely been a little bit of pressure for me to do the dunk contest, but
We've got some legends that have done it before in Atlanta, obviously, and Neek and Spud and Josh Smith. It goes on and on and on. I wanted to ask you about this. During the summer, I saw you down at the Atlanta United game.
Yes.
You did the Golden Spike.
Yeah.
You were hyped.
Yeah, I was going crazy.
You were into it. And they're playing this Saturday. Yeah, here you are. Hey. Yes. T. And then you just went berserk. Yeah.
But they were there with me too.
They were with you. Are you a big soccer, football fan, whatever you want to call it? Are you into the ATL United here?
Yeah, I'm really big into just football, soccer in general. I watch a lot of the Premier League overseas.
Who's your team?
I like Chelsea.
You're a Chelsea guy.
And it's funny because the Premier League is like the only one where time schedules work enough for me to wake up early and be able to watch the game. So I really follow that.
Right. And are you going to be cheering for Atlanta United this weekend? They're in the MLS Cup. Are you going to be?
Of course. I mean, I think we have a game. Or else I would be there. We have a game or somewhere scheduled, or else I'd be in there. I'd be in there for sure.
Okay, for sure. Well, we can't thank you enough, man, for coming on. Again, it's really great to have you back on the floor.
Thank you guys for always having me. I love being on the show, and I love seeing my guys from up north, man.
All right, it's the fifth starter.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Speaking of up north, Terrence Ross, there at one point in his career, man, has he had a resurgence? We'll check in next.
Give a gift to the guy that gives you a route. Shop the holiday sale at Men's Warehouse.
Now select suits are $199. Designer sport coats are $149, plus all dress shirts are $3 for $99.
He's gonna like the way he looks.
To celebrate the Grinch movie, IHOP has all new Grinch pancakes, mint hot chocolate, and kids eat free from 4 to 10 p.m. Right, Mr. Grinch? Get IHOP's new Grinch pancakes and see the Grinch in theaters.
You've had quite the career.
Yeah, I've had some pretty prestigious jobs over the years. News producer, executive transport manager, and a beverage distribution supervisor. Now I'm a director at a security software firm.
Wow, you've been at it a long time.
The thing is, I like working. What if my retirement plan is I don't want to retire?
Then let's not create a retirement plan. Let's create a plan for what's next.
I like that.
Get a plan that's right for you. TD Ameritrade.
By 1901, Major Taylor was considered the greatest athlete in the world. But he was still searching for something else. A true rival. Hennessy. Never stop, never settle.
On December 21st.
Your resume interests me. Harvard undergrad.
I'm sorry, what? One little lie. I gave you a new identity. One big opportunity.
He gave you an apartment and credit cards?
You can't buy that. Don't be selfish. Nobody likes a selfish girl.
Second act, rated PG-13.
I am an Instagram boyfriend. But now that rolled chicken tacos are back at Taco Bell,
Sun's had heart hands.
my hands are tied. Let's just enjoy this moment.
Take the picture.
Rolled chicken tacos are back with your choice of dips, only at Taco Bell.
I can't believe you got me a tennis bracelet.
Mm-hmm. She can thank me for that. I showed my dad this deal at Hellsberg. He bought jewelry, and I got this. It's my finder's fee.
Get a free Nintendo Switch system when you buy a gift at Hellsberg Diamonds.
Fasten your seatbelts. We're going down the wire.
All the great finishes around the league.
Says it with his chest. 3 seconds to play. Down to 2. Got it. Are you kidding me? Crunch time.
Crunch time. Don't miss a moment of action. Tomorrow night on NBA TV.
We take you out live to Miami. Gotta look that court. Come on, man.
That's the
right
worst.
at Prime 112.
That's the worst court. Are you saying you like that court?
Well, I mean, it reminds me of Miami Vice. I like the jerseys more than the courts.
Really?
Come on, Mac.
No, there's nothing about that court.
Right.
Look at the powder bluish OC.
All right, hater.
Where's the out of bounds line?
That's why I said you play. What do you play, the pink line or the blue line? I'd never know if I was out of bounds or
not.
not.
It makes it interesting.
Well, that is.
You sound like we're talking about hockey.
I know. There's blue lines, red lines.
There's no two-line passing. Heat are up by 4. Magic have gotten off to a very nice start this season. Let's see how they do here with about 9 to go in the first half.
Of the fans here in attendance who just pop right out of their seat. Fournier launches. Wow, an air ball for a team that has now missed 13 shots in a row, a team that's shooting 30% against the Heat defense.
The initial stop there by Justice, and Bam coming up straight up in the air. The hang time, young fella, and no one puts a body on him. Skying up above with a free run at the rim. And that got this crowd and his team energized. James Johnson likes it.
And Jenna on that block, he seemed like he got it with both hands, one at a time. You should actually get 2 blocks for that play.
I like the way you're thinking, partner. Yeah, going up right there, you can't shoot between his hands because he's got 2 arms up in the air. They're actively moving.
He just scored 9 straight points. Whiteside grew roots. He was planted on in the top of the circle and could not move when the Wade pass was thrown behind him.
You know, that's the second game that's happened for Hassan. He's got to release from his position and just go get the ball and not worry about offending somebody if he's getting in front of somebody else. That's just too close to him. He's got to make a play.
Dwayne Wade sits. Josh Richardson checks in. Richardson, by the way, scoreless so far. Grant on the move, got fouled. And that's going to go against Rodney McGruder. First foul on McGruder. Second team foul on the Heat in this quarter. Now, last home game for the Heat until December 20th. They'll play the next 6 on the road. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game with us. John and I will look forward to sharing our Miller Lite Hold True moment with you late in tonight's game. We'll just take a look back at the most important segment of the contest. Aaron Gordon back in for the Magic. He'll replace Jonathan Isaac. And that free throw by Grant, the first Magic point in the last 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, the defensive activity has been tremendous right now from Miami. They just seem like